Welcome back, everybody. Today we are with Makaveli for another episode of the interview series. Um, I'm going to go ahead and do as normal, turn it over to you for a quick minute. If you don't mind, kind of introduce yourself, give us an idea of what got you into DJing, how you got your start, how long you've been doing it, just kind of some basic introduction stuff, and we'll just kind of see where it goes from there.
Oh my God, the pressure, the pressure. Yeah, as you said, I'm Makaveli 187. I am in the Washington, D.C. area. I live right outside of D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. I have been DJing only for, I would say, 3 months, just like yourself. I
Yeah,
am brand new to this. But the thing about it is, as we were talking about earlier, being in the Washington, D.C. area, there are a lot of clubs in this area. So there are a lot of DJs in this area, and I happen to have some really good friends that are DJs. Some DJs in clubs, bars, stuff like that. So I've always had that DJ vibe around me. But
right.
for whatever reason, I never decided to do it until like 3 months ago. I just said,
Yeah.
screw it, man. And like we said before, it's easy to get into it right now. So I did the
Yeah,
research, decided which controller I was going to get. I got a Flex 4, which I think is what you have.
that is.
Yeah. And I just started playing around with it. And here I am chatting with you about it.
Nice. How do you like the Flex 4 so far?
Oh, it's cool, man. It's interesting because after I'm doing all my research, I reached out to a bunch of online DJs that I'd seen on Twitch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was asking them about the Flex 4. And some people even use the Flex 4 for gigs still.
Yeah.
Some people has it as their backup controller. So
Yeah.
it's a solid machine. It can do a lot for the
Definitely.
price. It can do a
Yeah.
lot.
I still feel like I haven't figured out the full potential of what I can do with that board.
And you probably never will. I
Yeah.
mean, the more we get into it, the more we learn how to use stuff. There's still going to be stuff that we don't know how to. There's so many secret things you can do on the Flex 4 that I've learned. It's too much, man.
Yeah.
But
It's
I
a lot.
think it's definitely worth the price and what it can do for an entry level controller. Absolutely.
I fully agree. I fully agree. I was really surprised that it had Bluetooth capability.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, which was pretty cool.
yeah, it is very cool.
Yeah. So that's neat. So what kind of sparked that interest for you? Was it just kind of one day you just decided I finally got to do this and it had been something you had maybe wanted to do for years, or was there like a certain experience that happened where you said, "Okay, I got to do this"?
That's a good question. Like I said before, like I've had DJ friends for a long time, and I've always gone to see my friends play live. I've gone to clubs where other DJs were there, and I always found myself paying attention to the DJs more than anything, just
Yeah.
watching how they transition songs, watch how they work the crowd,
Yeah.
and it was something I always thought about doing, but because of my job, I have a really kind of stressful job.
Yeah.
I never really did it, but we're going to talk about this later, I'm sure. But once I started playing around with VR,
Yeah.
virtual reality, and I started going to these virtual clubs and seeing how cool that was and how these guys are DJing in these virtual clubs,
Yeah.
that kind of tipped the scale for me. And so I reached out to a couple of my buddies that are DJs. A guy named Eric Renfro who lives in the area. DJ Sid, she's a female that lives in the area. She's fantastic on the decks. Buddy Ed Bruce, another DJ, old school guy named Dave Paul. I just started reaching out to all these guys and asking them questions about DJing, and they're like, "Dude, stop talking about it, just do it." So that's how I got started.
Well, I'm glad you finally said I'm gonna do it and did it.
Yeah, yeah. Me too, man. Me too. I mean, I've always been a huge fan of music. I love music, but what's incredible, and I'm sure you know this too, you learn so much more about so many different styles of music that's out there that I never really paid attention to.
Yeah.
And genres like house, who has like 50 subgenres and stuff like that, man. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
insane. So I find myself loving a lot of like house and rhythm, and I'm really getting into the dark industrial stuff right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it was about time I picked up a deck. So now I'm just glad that I did it.
Nice. Yeah, you answered my next question. I was going to ask kind of what your favorite types of music are, but
Yeah,
we're
house is the first one I started out with because house is probably the easiest to learn how to mix.
yeah, it's a little slower and
Yeah, and
less.
Yeah, it's much easier to learn how to mix. And that's what I was told to start with anyway by a bunch of my
Oh yeah,
friends. They're like, start out with house, get used to doing transitions, and then you can learn how to move on to other different styles.
yeah.
So definitely house. I never thought I would listen to like Afro beats and stuff like that, but I love the Afro house, Afro beats.
Oh yeah,
Rhythm is awesome.
yeah,
Um, like I said, house has so many subgenres. I really like tech house, melodic house, minimal house,
yeah.
deep house.
It just keeps
Just
going.
so many, man.
Yeah, it's
Um,
one of those things. It's hard to wrap your head around all of them.
and then once when you're in VR and you go to a lot of the clubs play hard techno.
Really?
And I really didn't really appreciate hard techno before, but I'm really kind of getting into it now. I bought some hard techno recently, and I'm really kind of digging it, man. I'm really digging that.
Yeah,
But right now, I'm really loving this dark, industrial, gritty, grimy stuff, man. That's the stuff I'm really into right now.
yeah. That's cool. We're kind of on the same track there then, because I started with house actually thinking I was kind of going to lean towards, melodic, like Afro house type stuff that's a little more chill. And man, I've been doing a lot of fast, hard techno type episodes lately.
Hmm.
That's been fun.
Yeah, and it's interesting learning how to try to beat match that stuff, man. It's hard. Well, it can be hard.
Yes.
But you just got to learn how to, get your timing right, learn how to beat match and, get the basics down.
Yeah.
I'm sure later in the conversation we'll talk about this, but I think every person has their own thing when it comes to DJing. And there's this one group I'm a part of. I won't say the name of the Facebook group, but it's a bunch of old head DJs and they really kind of shit on, they call us laptop DJs. They
Yeah.
really kind of shit on us a little bit. And they're all about vinyl, and you guys don't know what DJing is unless you vinyl. And I'm like, dude, whatever, man. We still have the passion for it. We
Yeah.
still love it. We still love music. It's just we just have a easier, quicker way to get into the business.
Yeah. Different tools at our disposal
Hmm.
due
Yeah.
to different times
Yep.
at the end of the
Exactly.
day.
Exactly.
So you kind of mentioned VR clubbing, VR DJing, and that's one of the things that we've definitely talked about a little bit. And I've gotten to see some videos that you've sent me. And it's something that I know very, very little about. So I would love for you to kind of enlighten me on what that all looks like and in terms of like environment and, everything. What's it like to you?
Dude, it's awesome. That's all I can say. It's awesome. It's one of those things where, if you're tired and you're just chilling on a Friday, Saturday night, you don't want to do anything, you can pop on the MetaQuest 3 headset and just go to another world, dude. Pop in your headphones, and it's just like you're literally in a club. You're chatting with people. People are dancing. Like I was telling you, your avatar can get drunk if it
Yeah.
wants to. It can get high if it wants to. There's literally no limit to what you can do in VR, and that's what really, really triggered me to getting into DJing because I started talking to a lot of these guys that are and females that are in VR that are DJs, and they are incredible.
Yeah.
I've sent you some clips
Yes.
of some of the places I've been, and these
They look
DJs are
legit.
incredible.
Yeah. They look awesome. The videos you've sent me with like they look like you're standing in a actual club.
Yeah, it is. And the crazy thing about it is like it's so immersive. Like they have this thing called FBT, which is full body tracking. So you put
Okay.
these little trackers on your body at strategic parts, and then you can be in this club and you're dancing in your living room, and your avatar is doing exactly the same thing you're doing, but
Wow.
that you're doing in your living room. It's so crazy, dude. It's so crazy.
That was one of my questions was how responsive or like, you know, is it to your actual movements? But that's awesome.
100%, man. I mean, the better stuff, there's different things you can buy for this full body tracking, but the more expensive stuff you get, the better it looks. And some of it literally, it's just like they have strip clubs in VR.
Oh, really?
They have pole dancing in VR. You can go to a strip club and you have to be ID'd and all this kind of shit. And you can go in there and you can watch
Really?
people. Yeah, you have lap dances and all kind of shit, dude.
This is wild.
It's insane, man. It's insane.
So you said you can like talk to people. Is that almost like you've seen people talk about proximity chat where you can like there's a certain amount of people around you that you can hear in like a little voice call almost?
You can hear everybody. Dude, it's
So
literally like you're in a physical club. You know how it is in the physical club. It's loud. Everybody's talking. People are
yeah.
drinking. Same thing.
Huh.
Same freaking thing. Or if you want to, you can do something called earmuffs, and you can, like you said, you can change your proximity where you can only hear people that are 10 feet in front of you. Or you can turn the world. It's called turning the world down. Turn the sound of the world down, and you can just hear people talking. Or you can turn the voices off if you just want to listen to music. However you want to do it.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
That is cool.
I've met some incredible DJs in there. Off the top of my head, a DJ named Xtroid, Oxide, Ami Wami is another good one. They have some crazy names, man, but there are some incredible DJs out there, dude, and it's really impressive.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna have to look some of those up. So what's have you done any virtual DJing yourself?
I have not.
Okay. Still
I
working
don't
towards
think
it?
I'm ready yet.
Yeah,
I'm the kind of guy that wants to be fully prepared, and when I go to my first set, I want to be ready.
me too.
I've been offered a couple gigs already,
Nice.
because they've listened to you listen to some of my stuff on SoundCloud.
Yes, I listened to I wrote it down, the House and Techno Volume 1 and the Afro House one.
So that's how they found out about me DJing, and a couple people came to me and asked me did I want to do a set,
Really?
and I was like, I appreciate it, but I just don't think I'm ready yet.
Yeah.
Even right now, I mean, if I could do they call it IRL, in real life set, open deck somewhere, I wouldn't do it yet because I don't think I'm ready.
Yeah.
I just want to be really, really prepared before I step behind the decks and play in
Yeah.
front of people.
Yeah, and I agree. I'm in the same boat right now where it's like I want to find that not necessarily 100% confidence behind that equipment specifically because it may be different equipment if
Oh, it
you
will be.
open decks or something. But yeah, like the confidence behind I know where I'm planning to take this and I know what to do if I get thrown off of my plan. I
Hmm.
know how to handle it and recover
Hmm.
without just shutting down.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I feel the same way. So, it's one of those things where I'm practicing when I can, because I still have a 9 to 5, and
Yeah.
it keeps me busy. And like, we've tried to get this interview for like 3 or 4 times. We've had
Yeah.
to cancel for several reasons.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I practice when I can, and then when I think I'm ready, then I'll go ahead and jump on the decks and do something. Yeah.
Yeah. I think based on listening to your mixes, I think you're maybe a little further along than you think. They weren't when I was listening to them. I didn't sit there for a second and say, "Man, that sounded rough." I was sitting there vibing, doing what I needed to do to get ready, and it was
They're rough,
perfect.
bro. They're rough. I can
Well,
hear where I messed up. I can hear.
and that's the thing is we can always hear where we messed up, and half the time the people listening, they're just grooving, and they don't hear that little tiny screw up that we know we just made.
Hmm.
You
And
know?
if you notice, I have several different styles. I have Afro house. I have dubstep, not dubstep, DnB.
Uh-huh.
I have melodic house, tech house. I've tried UK garage. I've tried several styles to. So I even entered a contest with the UK garage
Yeah.
one. Yeah. So I got new disco up there and funk. That's one of my favorite ones. You should
Yeah.
check that one out.
Funk.
Yeah, there's one on there called New Disco Funk
Okay.
Disco.
Okay. I'll look at that one too.
So yeah, once I get comfortable with what I'm doing, I'll go ahead and make that jump, and I'll definitely record it and share it with you when I
Yeah.
when I get it done. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be awesome to get to see you up there doing it.
I
So
cannot explain to you and the viewers how cool this VR thing is, man. It's like one minute I was in a club that was like in a underneath like in a boiler room, right? That's where the club was with cages and stuff around, and the light shows are insane. And the next minute I'm in a club that's like this huge freaking ballroom, and there's just like 100
really,
people in there or whatever. And the next thing I'm in this little teeny tiny grungy place that can only hold like 20, 30 people. And it's just like this little intimate setting and it's just like hard techno and all the people in there bobbing their heads and going crazy. Dude, it's insane. That's why I try to send you clips when I can, man, so you can check out what I'm talking about.
Yeah, seeing some of those has kind of been what I haven't really been going out lately. I've been working a lot and just really haven't had any extra time. And so that's kind of been one of those things like, I can get going with everybody in this club for a minute or whatever.
And that's the thing. If you can't go out or if you're just tired and you just want to chill on the weekends, you can just pop, like I said, pop the headset on and you're in a club and you're listening to music. If you just want to sit there and just sit in the corner and just vibe, which I do sometimes, you can do that. If you want to
Yeah.
talk with people and chop it up, you can do that. It's
Yeah,
whatever you want to do.
that's awesome. So in terms of like the DJ there in this club, I'm assuming that they have their avatar that you can see up there actually DJing.
Hmm.
Do you know if they are DJing through their VR goggles, or does it have an application that can be tied directly into your like your Flex 4?
Yeah, there's a couple of ways to do it. There's an application through the Flex 4 which works. Some people just use their headset and they have it like on top of their head while so they can see stuff, and then when they want to look at what's going on in VR, they pop it back on their head real quick. Sometimes you can go into a club and you'll see their avatars just standing there at the decks and the music's playing, but they have a screen behind you or in front of you where you can see the actual person in their home DJing live.
Really?
Yeah. Or something they just started doing right now, which is really freaking cool in this club called Dome. They'll have a live in real live uh, club thing, and then they'll connect it with the VR. So the people at the actual club are seeing the people in VR on a screen,
Hey,
watching them in the live club while we're in our VR club jamming to the music.
that's really cool. And the other cool thing about that is realistically, as it gets to be bigger and bigger, I mean, that's a way you can connect a lot of people in one setting
Hmm.
through multiple different avenues like that.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yep. Yep. And that's how I started, getting the idea that I wanted to DJ in VR. I just started, every time I see a DJ that I liked, I would just follow them, friend request them, and then I
Yeah.
would just go up to them after the set and I would just start talking to them. I was like, "Hey man, how did you get started? Have any advice for me? Wanted to do this?" And I basically most of the people I follow, I'd say 90% of people I follow in VR are DJs or own clubs or you know, um, not I was gonna say escorts for clubs, but ambassadors for clubs or something like that. So
Yeah.
that's
Like
most of the people I
promote that.
follow.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, man, it's
So
cool.
what is the software like that I guess supports the world aspect of it through what did you say the goggles are called?
The what? Oh, it's a MetaQuest.
MetaQuest.
MetaQuest headset, yeah. And the game is called VR Chat. It's a game.
Huh.
It's a freaking game. And
VR.
you just go in there and you can just like go to a world where people are just hanging out in a hot air balloon, thousands of feet in the air, and you can just sit there and chill and just have conversations. Or you can go to people are so into VR that's not like I'm not that crazy into it, but I love it. But there are some people that actually sleep in VR.
Really?
They have rooms where they have worlds where you can just go and sleep.
Huh.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's
That's
crazy.
wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. But me, I'm the main reason I'm there is because of the music scene. I'm like, one of my friends is DJing tonight. Once I get off here with you, I'm gonna be jumping on the headset and catching his set for about an hour. I think he's doing bass house, I think, his set tonight. So
Nice.
I'm
I
gonna
was gonna
check that out.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool that because going into this, honestly, I didn't realize that there was more than just the music scene to it, to the whole VR chat thing. But I guess now that I'm thinking of it, I feel like maybe I've seen a clip or two of that somewhere. So, and maybe I just didn't realize what it was.
Yeah, maybe.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's cool though, man. It's cool. It just reinforced my love for music and the fact that these DJs have turned me on to so many different styles that I never really listened to before. And you know this, you've never listened to these styles before, and now I'm like really into house, and I find myself listening to a ton of house and that dark stuff all the time. It's all I
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, without a doubt. So where do you find your music?
Normally I get it through digital pools,
Okay.
DJ pools, whatever you want to call them.
Oh yeah.
A lot of my, like I said, a lot of my friends are DJs, so I'll tell them like the kind of stuff that I'm looking for, looking to wanting to play, and they'll send me stuff.
Nice.
Let's see. A lot of it I've already had. I already have because I have a huge collection already.
Yeah.
So I digitized a lot of my music over the years. So a lot of that's already been done. 320 kilobytes. You want to have it as high as you can get it, or wave, or FLAC, whichever you want to do. So I'll do it that way. And then there's this couple shops that I go to that I trust that I can buy like a ton of stuff online. I'll peep you to those,
Okay. Yeah.
and
I
it's pretty cheap.
Nice. Yeah, because I'm so far, I think I can't even really remember what it's called. Maybe it's Bandcamp, I think has
Yeah,
for
Bandcamp is a good
free.
one.
Yeah, and I've just been going through the free stuff for right now, kind of learning the board before I start deciding and experimenting with some genres that I can experiment with before I start spending too much money on what tracks because I have almost no collection of music to play from at this
Well,
point.
see, that's cool, dude. You can build it up. Like me,
Yeah.
I just checked today. I was like, oh my God, I got way too much music. I have MP3 wise, I have 427 gigabytes of music. That's a ton, dude.
That's a lot of MP3s.
That's a ton, bro.
Yeah.
I literally have a drive in my computer that's just dedicated to music. That's all it is. It's just music.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that's a lot of MP3 files too,
Hmm.
because yeah, I don't even know that I have that much over several years of production. I think over all of it, maybe I'm up there, but there's a bunch of waves in there for just raw tracks and stuff like that. So
Yeah, some of the DJs
a
that
lot of
I talk
music.
to are like, they prefer to play waves because it's uncompressed and it's like the real raw file, and it's like that's what they like to use. Some like to use FLAC.
Yeah,
But I've talked to a lot of DJs, and I personally just going to use 320 MP3s
I
because
think
honestly, no one can freaking people in the audience can't tell a freaking difference.
people in the audience can't tell the difference, and the speaker system at a club is so far superior to whatever speaker system they might have listened to any of this music on at home or in their car or whatever, unless they spent money to buy an upgraded system, which most people don't.
Hmm.
But yeah, I agree. I don't think most people can tell the difference.
They're not going to know.
No.
And I'm sure we'll get into this stuff later, but talking about one of the things when I started learning how to DJ or trying to learn how to DJ, one of the things that people kept telling me, you got to mix in key. You got to mix in key. Make sure you mix in key. And I
Yeah.
remember the first couple mixes I tried to do, I was so panicking about trying to make songs match as far as key goes that I
Yeah.
was like stressing myself out and I wasn't feeling the vibe. And then I talked to this one lady who put a video out. Her name is Lavonda Rocks. And
Okay.
she put this video out about not stressing about mixing in key. And once I saw that, because she's a Twitch DJ, she's really really cool. Once I saw that, then I was like, okay, let me try this. So I just started going off vibe and the
Yeah.
feel, matching the songs, picking the songs, making sure the song selection was the main part. If some of them were mixed in key, great.
Yeah.
But honestly, you and I know in a club, no one's gonna notice. I went from 3A to 10B or whatever. No one's gonna notice that. You know what I mean? Except DJs may notice that, but people in the
Yeah.
audience, they're not gonna fucking know that.
A lot of people won't. A lot of people have never had to think about what goes into the music that far to even realize that there's that much of a difference
Hmm.
between the two songs.
Hmm.
And
And I know I might catch some flack from the old head DJs about that. Like, I see a lot of guys like, you got to mix and key. You better mix and key. I'm going to do what makes me happy. So if I choose not to mix and key and it comes out shitty, then that's on me.
yeah, there you
You know what I
go.
mean?
I love that attitude.
Otherwise, I'm going to do what I want to do. You know, this is
Yeah,
my journey. It's not your journey.
exactly. I love that. Yeah. And just because we kind of almost did that one backwards when I started mixing, I was not mixing in key and I'd do some transition and I'd be like, man, that sounded really rough or like that was too harsh of a transition or too far off. And then I actually tried mixing in key and felt like I heard an immediate difference.
Hmm.
But after I did it a couple of times, I realized you're not always going to even be able to mix in key, especially when I have a limited library to pick from in the first place.
Hmm.
So sometimes you do have to jump from one side of that wheel to the complete opposite side and just figure out a way to blend them as good as you can and make do.
And one thing I've learned is like, you know, when you put your music in like Record Box or Serato, and when it analyzes it, it gives you its key, right? Like 4A, 10B or
Yeah.
whatever. But there are a lot of songs that change key in the song.
Yes.
So that's one thing you got to be worried about. So, like I said, I'm not really worried about what other people say. I'm just
Yeah.
going to do what I like
I like.
and, you know, let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I like that attitude of it's my journey and we're just gonna it's gonna take me wherever it's gonna take me and
Yeah.
wherever it goes is good.
I mean, I came into this. I don't have any plans on being like a club DJ or you know making money on this or you know playing a festival or something like that. If it happens, that's great. If someone hears my stuff down the road and says, "Hey, I would like you to come play a festival or something as opening act," cool, I'll do it. But
Yeah.
that's not my goal. My goal is to do it because I love music
Yeah.
and you know, I'll DJ in VR. Obviously, that's going to be something I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm not looking to be like some super famous DJ or anything. And I'm doing it for the love of the music and just loving to learn how to DJ.
Yeah. And I think that mindset actually ends up keeping you more fulfilled throughout the whole process and will realistically probably take you further than the mindset of I'm doing this to be the biggest and the best from day one.
And
So
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if that's your vibe, that's what your journey is going to be. More power to you, man. But
yeah,
that's just not my gig right now. I'm just doing it because I think it's cool. I think DJing
exactly.
is so freaking cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Being able to set the mood for the crowd like that and kind of control the atmosphere, I think is that was one of those moments where I was in the crowd and I was just watching how the mood shifted throughout the night and it was like this is awesome. I got to figure out how to do this.
Yeah, and like I told you before, when I would go to clubs, I would just watch the DJs. Or I would watch my friends.
Yeah.
I would always be by the booth watching the DJ, watch how they did the transitions, watch how they brought the club when to know to play something chill so people can walk off the floor and get a drink and hang out, and when to know to bring them back on the floor, and
Yeah.
when to bring the energy up, when to bring the energy down.
Yeah.
I just watched my friends do that, and I would watch other DJs do that. So that's the main goal for me is just to do something like that. That would be cool.
Yeah. And I think actually with VR DJing, I think there's going to be, even though you're not necessarily in a room where you would physically be able to see these people like a typical DJ setting,
Hmm.
like you said with the full body tracking stuff, you can still see whether those people are maybe having a good time, whether they're dancing, whether they're moving around, or whether they're just standing there. So I think you'll be able to get practice with reading the crowd without ever having to even really be in front of a crowd too, which I think is pretty cool.
Oh, you definitely can tell. You can even in VR, you can tell how to
Yeah,
read it. You can tell how to read a crowd, how to bring it up because although you can't hear or see somebody clap, what
yeah,
they do in VR is like you have these emotes that or emojis that you can like shoot to like the DJ to let them know that you loved what they did. You can send like dollar signs or you can send like snowflakes is one of the big ones they do after someone's set or during someone's set to let them know that they're loving what they're doing. So there's
right.
always ways to show appreciation for the DJ.
That's awesome.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, and I guess kind of having that on your head like that, being able to pop it down and say, "All right, okay, people are dancing, people are not dancing." It would make it a little bit tougher because you can't just look up from the deck and then look back down. You got to move some stuff on your head, but I still think that would be, yeah, a great tool to learn even.
Yeah, and once I started talking to the DJs in VR, they say after a while you know exactly what's comfortable for you as far as doing that in VR, and you'll figure out your own way to do it. And some people can do it with their headset on the entire time. Um, I don't know. I haven't tried any of that yet, but
Yeah,
that's down the road for me. But I definitely, like I said, I've been offered some gigs already, so I already
that's
know where I can go to do my first gig. Or if you want, you can create your own world. Like let's say this club Shelter is a huge club, right?
yeah.
I can create my own instance. So I would have the club to myself. And I can invite, let's say you're in VR. I can invite you and I can invite another DJ friend of mine. And I could do my set in front of both of you and you guys can critique it for me before I do it in front of a bunch of people.
Really?
Yeah. They have DJ practice rooms you can go to, or you can go to a world and just create your own instance and do your set and have people critique you on it if you want.
That's crazy.
Yeah, brother.
There's so many different things to this
Yeah, brother.
whole world of it all.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
So
Um,
I
Go
think
ahead.
one of the main things for us as new guys is just to learn the basics.
Yeah.
So we can keep the old heads off our backs for at least a little while. A lot of times I see these guys talk about, you guys only all you do is you sync, beat sync, and that's all you do. And I've never touched beat sync on my Flex 4. Never used it. Never used a smart fader where it can go from one genre to another. I just learned how to do it myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be lazy. Even though it's a controller and it's easier to do it, I don't want to be lazy.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sure there'll
agree.
come a time here and there where I might use BeatSync, but I've yet to use it in 3 months. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm just doing it my way right now.
I agree. Especially starting out, having that mentality of being willing to not take the easy route and just let yourself make the mistakes and not beat yourself up over it all. I think that will we're approaching that in the same from the same uh, mindset there. So I think that's going to do us both very well when it comes time to actually be playing.
Well, I think what you're doing is cool that you're putting these sets up on YouTube and you're watching yourself make mistakes and other people can watch it. That's where I just came across yours by accident. And I was like, oh, this is cool. This guy's just putting his sets up there and he doesn't give a shit if he makes mistakes. He just learning to DJ.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
that's cool. I
Thanks.
think I'm taking that next step. I'm going to start live streaming on
Yeah.
Twitch. And that's another way this DJ, her name, like I said, Lavonda Rocks, says it's like she learned how to DJ by just streaming live, and that's the best way to put pressure on yourself, but not
Yeah.
too much crazy pressure.
Yeah.
Just start DJing live in front of people, quote unquote. But that's I started the setup today, and I'm probably gonna probably stream in the next month or so. Be my first one. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, I'm looking
That'll
forward to
be
that.
cool. Yeah. Let me know on that one. I'd love to kind of see what goes into that and if I can tune in.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah. And I also think that actually, because I'm kind of in this box with YouTube, right? There's only so much I can play without getting strikes for copyright and that kind of thing because it's not my music to use for quote unquote commercial purposes, even though we're not making any money here. But I think that because that would be a live performance with the live stream, I think there's some more flexibility, at least from
Hmm.
some of the conversations that I've had,
Hmm.
which would allow for more of the kind of more personality, more of your individual personality to show in what you would choose to play.
I
So
mean, plus, I mean, like I showed you, if you want to, do mixes and put them up and let somebody, listen to them or whatever and give you feedback, just do SoundCloud.
yeah,
Just do what I do. Put your stuff up, record your sets when you do them, and put them up on SoundCloud.
yeah,
You don't have to do YouTube every time. You can just do a set and say, hey, you know what? I want to try melodic house today. Just do
yeah,
that. Put it up on SoundCloud or Mixcloud.
yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Okay. I do think we're going to make some shifts to everything here in the near future and kind of figure out, once we hit that 3 month mark, I think I'm going to try to kind of take that shift and see where we're going to go from there. Uh,
Yeah, go
like,
for it.
it doesn't have to be on YouTube every time.
Yeah. Like I said, I the first mix I did was a house mix. I recorded it, put it up on SoundCloud. I had some feedback from it. I sent it to my friends that are
Yeah,
DJs, and I asked them to give me feedback on it. And I was like, be brutally honest. I'm not going to take it personal.
yeah,
I need to know if I'm screwing something up or so. And I got some really good feedback from some of my friends. So yeah,
yeah.
just throw it up on SoundCloud, man, or Mixcloud.
Yeah, and that's also really good that you have DJ friends that have maybe more experience or
Oh
training
yeah,
in their ears and can say and will tell you the truth and say, here's where I noticed this, or here's where I'd make this adjustment, or
yep,
man, that spot was really good, and
yep,
all that kind of stuff. So that's
yep.
good that you have that behind you too.
Yeah. So, I'm lucky to have these guys as friends that can give me the feedback. And it's been very helpful.
Nice. That's really cool. Do you do any? I know you said you've been into music for a long time and you have digitized your collection, which means you got some kind of knowledge on the back end. Do you do any kind of production yourself?
I do not.
No?
No, but I do have a good friend, Demetrius Parker, that he and I were going to do some stuff together back in the day, but or not too long ago, but it just never came through. He's still doing his thing, but I've never done any production. It's something I'm going to get into though, definitely.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, it's fun. I think that that's kind of becoming my head's kind of leaning that way where I want to make stuff for a little bit and kind of
yeah.
see where that leads. But
I mean, if you're going to DJ and make it any kind of career or be serious about it, you have to get in producing. You have to.
yeah,
I mean, that's just a given. They're hand in hand. You have to get into it.
pretty much. To as far as yeah, like thinking about it as far as like to be a household name per se, you got to have some kind of your own stuff out there for
Yeah,
people
you
to
got to get your own mixes and stuff out there, and
yeah,
let other DJs, hopefully famous DJs, play your stuff. And yeah,
yeah,
you gotta do some production. That's no way around it. You got to do it.
yeah. I agree. Um, I'm starting to get low on questions, but I do still have a couple in here.
Sure, shoot.
Um, let's see.
I think what you're doing is really good with these videos that you're doing
Thank you.
because it gives people like myself who just like I said, I just randomly came across your YouTube channel and I just watched all your videos and I'm like, this is pretty cool. Like my homework for today is work on EQs. I think that's really, really good. And I
Yeah,
think it's going to help new DJs when they find your site to know, hey, it's okay to mess up. It's okay
yes,
to try one thing at a time during each of your practices. That's okay. You don't have to freaking be James Hype your first time on the decks. You know what I mean?
yes. Because you won't be.
No,
You won't be that good your first time.
you're not. You probably won't be that good 20 years from now, but maybe
Yeah,
you will. I don't know. But four decks, I see this guy work on four decks, and my head just explodes, man.
yeah.
It's incredible what these guys do.
It's insane. I fully agree, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. And that is kind of the sentiment behind this is I've tried very hard to I've only really gotten in there a couple times off camera and it was very short. So I'm trying to keep it very real to the aspect of you're going to screw up a lot and there's no such thing as being perfect right off the bat. I mean, my first actual video I think is only 11 minutes because everything kept crashing and cutting out, and I was like, this isn't even worth watching.
The great part about your videos that I really like is like when you do something good, you like celebrate it like right when you do it. Like if you do like a cool little transition or something, you go, yeah, all right. You see you react to it, man. It's so freaking cool. It just makes me laugh, dude. It's so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I've wondered before how hard people are watching, or if it's just something that's on for like background music. But
Bro, I
that's
pay attention,
awesome.
bro. When it comes to DJing, I pay attention to all. I follow so many DJ channels and DJs on YouTube that I pay attention to everything, dude. You got to pay attention.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, you got to celebrate the little wins as you go
It's
and not beat
hilarious.
yourself up.
You just cry me out. Like you'll come on and you're like, okay, yeah, today I'm gonna try to do effects. We'll see how this goes. I'll probably screw it up, but it is what it is. Let's go.
Yeah.
It just cracks me up, man.
Good. Good. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it real and yeah, not really add too much extra fluff.
There you go.
Which I think has been another really cool thing about these conversations is it's record and there's no cuts. So it's real
And I've
conversation.
watched all your interviews, yeah, and you learn how these people have just had their own. You notice everyone has their own journey,
Yes.
how they do what they do. I really liked the Cadillac.
Yeah.
I really liked her. And I just started following all her socials, and I really like because she plays the like kind of music that I like to listen
Yeah.
to. I thought, all the DJs have been great, but she's the one that stuck out for me is Cadillac. So I really, really dig her stuff.
Yeah. And I think that's also really cool that I'm interviewing people from different places. I've got people from all over, and we're kind of starting to build this little connection of DJs from all over. And I think
Mhm.
that's really cool too, is seeing, like you said, seeing each other and kind of connecting like that. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
One of my favorite parts of this whole thing so far.
It's very cool. And I just like how everyone has their, like I said, has their own journey and they're
Yeah.
doing the things the way they want to do it.
Yes.
And, like I told you before, if someone, these old heads have problems with what I do, I was like, dude, I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't, no disrespect, but I just don't care, man. I'm doing it the way I want to do it.
Yes. Yeah, you're 100% right. Everybody's journey has been very uniquely theirs, and each interview has given me some kind of completely new outlook or type of music to look into or something that I never would have gotten if I was you know, just combing Wiki or YouTube for how to DJ. It's been some
Hmm.
very personal stuff that stuck with me.
Hmm.
And so I've like
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I know that you said you haven't actually DJ'd somewhere, and this is kind of a question that I ask everybody, but we're kind of in the same boat that we haven't DJ'd for necessarily other people than somebody who would have clicked on like our mix or a video or something. So I don't know how this will work, but we're gonna try it anyway. Do you have like a favorite moment from your time DJing? And even though that's short, and we have no performances, maybe like you said about me, just a moment where you had like some kind of something you celebrated when you did it, some kind of just little moment that was like, yeah, okay, I'm still having fun. I like this.
That's easy. That was recorded my first mix.
Yeah,
Um, I remember I sat down, I'm like, I'm gonna pick up my tracks. And then I said, wait a minute. You know what? I'm gonna fly by the seat of my pants. I didn't even pick out anything specific. I just grabbed 20 tracks, put them in record box, and I looked at the waveforms. And I was like, okay, this is where it breaks down. Okay, this looks like it's gonna be the chorus. So I was paying attention to every single track like that. And then I just threw them in the decks and hit play and just went. And I remember it took me 4 tries to get the first transition right.
yeah,
Right. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for about 30 minutes because this is crazy. And I was like, okay, 4 times I try to get the first transition right, and then when I got that first one right, I was like jumped out of my chair. I was like, yes, that was
nice.
smooth. And next thing you know, I was an hour into the set, and then I now faded it out, and I'm like, oh shit, I just did an hour on random tracks that I'd never listened to before. Just put them in record box, and I put that shit up on SoundCloud. And that was the moment I was like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. So yeah, my first mix that I did that I put up on SoundCloud was my
That's
moment.
yeah, that's awesome. That's a very good one. A very
That
good
was
one.
my moment. It was nerve wracking, and like I said, I messed up the first 3 or 4 times trying to do one simple transition. But once I got past that, because you look on YouTube and there's so many different people saying so many different things. 5 easy ways, 5 transitions every DJ should know, 3 transitions every DJ should know. You see so much stuff, and
Yeah.
it's such overload in your head. I was like, I just want to do a simple transition from one house track to the other. That's all I want. I just want to make sure the beat matched, and I would, I know you know this. You get nervous when it's
Yeah.
time to get near that first transition. You get nervous, and
Yeah.
you overthink it, and then you screw it up.
Yep. Yes, I've done that plenty of
Yeah,
times.
yeah. So when I finally got it, I just didn't overthink it. I'm like, okay, it's coming up. pay attention, listen to it, look away from the waves for a little bit, and then I just did it. And I
Yeah,
was like,
kind of let
that was
yourself
my
feel a
proud
little
moment.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a cool moment for me. And I was like, I called my DJ friends. I was like, I just did my first mix. I'm sending it to you. Tell me what you think. Yeah, that
Awesome.
was cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a good one.
Yeah, that was my moment.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, man.
Um, and I know we kind of already hit this one, but I usually save this one for after that one or around this time. Kind of where would you like to see your DJ career, if you will, go, whether that's a career or just a hobby? Is that playing the biggest VR club, or is that just so you're learning so you can DJ for your friends and smaller things like that?
Yeah, right now my goal is just to be a hobby DJ.
Nice.
Um, I like DJing when I have the time to do it. I just like playing around with the decks. I just love music.
Yeah.
Um, Eventually I'm gonna DJ in VR. That's gonna be probably my main thing
Yeah.
because, like I said, the scene's so huge and there's so many clubs to DJ in VR. And your sets are only an hour long. So, they have so many DJs, like your sets are only an hour long. So you can do an hour set in one spot and then jump into another DJ, another VR club and do another set, you know. So right now, that's just my goal is to enjoy it and play around in VR and maybe down the road, like I said, if someone hears one of my sets that they like and
Yeah.
invite me to do something, that's cool. But I'm not looking to do that. I'm just looking to enjoy it and have it as a hobby
Yeah.
and just love music. That's it.
Yeah. I love that attitude, and I think that's a good way to approach it for sure.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it would be great if I could be on a stage in front of 10,000 people
Yeah.
and, doing the set. That's another thing. One of the real things I love about being or going to be a DJ in VR is like you can play whatever you want. They don't
Yeah.
do requests. They don't do anything like that. You're coming in to hear my set. I'm gonna play house or
Yeah.
tech house. It's gonna be tech house the entire hour. No one comes up to you asking for requests. No one comes up to you complaining. They just come in and chill, listen to what you play. That's
Yeah.
why I could never be a wedding DJ. I
Mm.
could never be something like that because people annoy me, especially when you have drunks come up. I see it happen to my
Oh
friends all the time when they DJ. Just drunks coming up to you. I'm not playing Macarena for the 57th time.
yeah.
You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
certain songs you have to play at weddings, and I can't do that.
Yeah. I
I
think
can't
I
do that.
agree. I think I agree with you.
I can't. You can't go in and just play what you like. You got to play what they want, which is obviously the job, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But for me, I can't do that, dude. It's just not me.
Yeah. I think I agree with you. I think that'd be
More power to those
super.
guys that are mobile DJs and wedding DJs. More
Oh,
power to them. I respect what they do.
me too.
I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I sometimes I watch videos of like they show these videos of like bad things that happen to wedding DJs, people spilling drinks on their controller or people bumping the thing or
Yeah.
upset that you didn't play this song or nah, man, I'm not trying to deal with that, dude. Same thing with clubs. You got to deal with that in clubs.
Yeah. That too.
You can't play what you want to play. You got to play what's going to make the crowd move, which is your job, and I understand that, but
Yeah.
I'm a music snob. Let's put it that way. And I want to play what I want to play.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree.
So that's why I know VR is going to be a big spot for me because I know I can just go in and play a set of rhythm 1 minute and then go play a set of minimal house the next minute. And I don't have to worry about people coming up to me and asking for this and asking for that. I
Yeah.
play what I want to play for an hour.
Yeah. And y'all get to vibe or not vibe.
And if you don't like it, you can poof out to another VR club.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like you spent however much on a cover charge to get in or whatever.
Exactly. Exactly. But one thing I do know that a lot of people in these VR spots are really, I know we talked a lot about VR. It's crazy, man.
That's
I
okay.
know,
It's a completely foreign concept to me, so I'm very intrigued to get to learn as much as I can about it.
and I'm hoping some of the people that watch this, look it up. Just look up VR, VR chat, VR clubs,
So,
and you'll just see how insane it is. And you'll see the four deck controllers or whatever, and the CDJs, and it's insane, bro. It's insane.
yeah.
It's insane. I freaking love it, man. I freaking love it.
That's
People
awesome.
make fun of me, and that's fine. Whatever. It is what it is. But that's going to be the future.
I think I agree
That
with
is going to fucking be the future. Pardon my language, but that's going to be the future.
you. Yeah. I think that there's a lot of people that would gravitate that, especially, in times when there's not a lot of extra budget to go around after groceries are said and done, kind of thing. Being able to stay home like that, and sometimes just the ability of not being able to physically go to whatever club because it's too far or whatever. I think that's going to be very appealing to a lot of people.
And in real life, some people are in VR and with their avatars, and they're at home getting drunk on their couch. They're still getting drunk. So you have a lot
Yeah,
of drunk people in VR, dude. It's fucking hilarious, man.
that's
It's freaking hilarious, man.
that's wild.
But one thing I would say to anybody watching it, especially the newer people, is just like you and I, just learn the craft, learn the basics. So, when you're out there trying to do your thing, you got a foundation that you can play with and you can build on that foundation and do it the way you want to do it.
Agreed.
That's what I would say to all the new DJs out there. Don't listen to the old heads. Don't let them get into your head. If you want to beat sync 24/7, fucking do it. Who
Yeah.
cares? That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. They call you
Yeah.
lazy, whatever.
Oh well.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Uh,
I went on a rant.
oh, that's quite all right. That's one of my kind of closing things is like, is there anything you'd like to say? But before we get there, if you do have more to add,
Mhm.
um, you said you've watched some of the other interviews. Thank you very much for watching and supporting. Um, at the end of every interview, I ask for some kind of homework for Friday, and I was wondering if you had anything good for me to try to practice this Friday.
What I would do if I were you, see, try to learn how to work with loops.
Okay.
Try to work with setting up a basic loop and using that to transition to a new song. That's what I'm working on right now.
Okay.
So set a 4 beat, maybe 8 beat loop and use that to transition to another song. Maybe echo out of that loop and then bring in that next song. However you want to do it. Just learn how to do basic transition with a loop because
Okay.
that's what I'm playing with right now.
I like it. I like it. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a way. It's one of those ways that you can bring another song in if it doesn't have like a big intro. If it's like straight to the song, kind
Yeah.
of. There's no way to mix it in. Doing this kind of thing can just like you can do a loop, fade out of that loop, reverb out of that loop or whatever, and then bring in that next song.
Yeah.
And it's an easy way to use that to switch genres as well. You can go from like dubstep down to rhythm from like 140 down to like 90 or something like that with a loop.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be a fun one because I've very early on I set up a loop like that, but I was working on like my beat matching and my timing of starting that second track,
hmm
not necessarily grabbing the loop at the end, bringing in the next one, and then grabbing a loop at the end of that one, bringing in the next one. So that'll be fun to kind of have this continuous loop cycle going
Yeah.
and kind
And
of see where it takes.
the other thing I'm playing around with right now is stems. You know what stems is, right? Stems are
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah. Now that is the one time that mixing and key is important. Because if you're going to do
yes,
stems, mixing and key is important for stems. You got to be in key for that.
yeah.
So one of the mixes that I got up there is the new disco mix I was telling you about. I
Okay.
use stems in that one really quick. I use a transition from a Maroon 5 song to
Hmm.
another one, and I use a little bit of stems action there with his voice over the beat of the next song coming in. It's not 100% perfect, but it's okay. It was my
Yeah,
first attempt at stems, so
cool.
that's down the road. You should play around with stems.
Yeah, that's something I'm trying to work on getting into, and I've been looking at some tools that kind of let you do some things like that.
Have you set it up on your Flex 4 yet?
I have not.
I can send you a video how to do it.
That would be awesome.
That way you can use your pads for your stems and you can do
No
it
way.
and you can do it for free. You can set it up for free.
No way.
took me like 10 minutes to do it. There's a video that shows you to walk right. You pick like I use my the far right set of buttons, the far right, I forget what it's called, but
Oh, the
anyway.
sampler, the sampler.
Yeah, I use the key shift. So I use the key shift keys pads for that. And I
Yeah.
set up pads 1, 2, and 3 on that as my stems.
Huh.
Yeah. And once you set it up, you'll see when you open up your record box, you'll see a little green, blue, and I think orange box, red box that all say that says instrument, drums, vocals, and you can set up your stems that way. So I'll send you a video how to do it. It's really easy.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's gonna change the game, man.
Yeah, it's
We're
really
gonna
easy to do.
I'm gonna play with stems and loops because I think the two of those together, I think that could be I'm like we've said before, I'm gonna screw it up a lot because it's brand new, but that's gonna be so cool and open up a lot of doors once I kind of get my feel for it. So that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. I'll send you that. That's no problem.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you. Well, do you have anything else you want to add?
I would just say for what you're doing, I said just keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you.
Like I said, I think it's a good thing what you're doing. I think a lot of DJs are coming across your page and learning that it's okay to screw up.
Yes.
It's okay not to be perfect. You're not going to be perfect. Even the big wigs, James Hype and Skrillex and all those guys, they screw up.
Yeah.
So just know you're going to screw up. Record your mixes. I would say this to any new DJ that I was told this myself. Record all your mixes and listen to them. I listen to my mixes on my way to work, on my way back from work. Like, oh, okay, this I could have transitioned better here, or there was a better transition point on this song. Blah blah blah. Just I would tell you that too. Record all your mixes.
Yes, I've recorded every one so far.
Yeah, record them all and just listen to them.
Yeah.
That's what I do for background. Like when I'm cleaning my place or whatever, I put on my mixes and listen to them in the background.
Yeah.
I would say do that. I would just say just love the music, man. Don't
Yes.
listen to the noise that you're gonna hear from some of these other DJs, these older guys or whatever. Don't listen to the noise. Do what you're comfortable with. Do what makes you happy. Do your DJ style your way, like these other DJs have done. And it's just the whole goal is to make people enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
However that happens, however you get there, just do it.
Got it. I
Like I
love it.
said, FTG, forget the FTN, forget the noise, brother,
I like that.
and just love the music.
Yes. And I think that's at the end of the day the important thing.
Yep. And that's all I would say, man. And just have fun, bro. I mean, I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying what you're doing. There's other DJs out there that are doing the same thing, and just keep doing it, man.
Thank
Send love to all the DJs out there that are helping guys like us learn how to do it, and are
Yes.
not gatekeeping it all on us.
Yeah.
Shout out to those guys, and just like I said, just watch and absorb everything, man. That's
Yeah.
all you can do.
I agree. Awesome. Thank you very much for uh, the kind words, the encouragement, the whole conversation. I mean, that's going to be a full episode right there.
I would just say keep doing what you're doing, and like I said, I know you're talking to these established DJs now, but I would say talk to some new ones like me, some
Yeah.
more new ones, and I
Yeah.
can turn you on to some people that are DJing in VR if you want to talk to those guys.
That'd be awesome. I
Yeah,
love to. There's so much down each avenue. I feel like to be discovered that yeah, I'd love to get connected with anybody that's interested in and having a conversation about it.
absolutely, brother. I appreciate your time. And thank you guys for watching. Whoever's watching out there.
Yes, thank you all very much. Please be sure to check out the description in the video. We're going to have links to Makaveli's socials and SoundCloud at the very
Yep.
least. If you got Twitch by that point, we'll get your Twitch going on there too. But yes, thank you very much for being here. I cannot thank you enough for your time, your knowledge. I mean, I look, you've blown my mind today. There's so much here that I can't even process all of what I took notes on. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the whole interview again.
Yeah, reach out anytime, man. If you got a question or if there's something I can help you with, again, I'm just as new as you are, but
Yeah,
feel free to reach out whenever you want, man. It's all good.
and likewise, if there's anything I can do for you or any DJs I can try to put you in contact with if you want to work on something with them, we'll try to keep building this little community we got going and Keep it going, man.
That's how you do it. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you very much.